A very good and happy Friday morning to everyone out there. We've made it to the end of the work week officially. Landon here with you to bring you your latest weather or not forecast courtesy of On Target. Let's get a look out here, folks. We might get a little bit of reprieve from the action today. Not expecting nearly as much shower and storm coverage. We got our forcing mechanism up here in the form of that stationary front that's going to be slowly meandering down to the south and east, but it's really not going to be near our vicinity. High pressure remains down to our south. This is going to continue with the southwesterly flow. Folks, we're going to keep it very warm. We're going to keep it very muggy out there, but with that being said, again, lesser on the extent of shower and storm chances today. However, that is going to be increasing here as we work and we progress throughout the weekend, because of course, why not, right? Let's get a look here across the region to get things kicked off for us. Barren River Lake Skycam. Thanks to our partners down at Proclaim Broadcasting. Absolute masterpiece of a sunrise with a wide array of colors right there on the horizon. A beautiful start to what's going to be a beautiful, albeit hot and muggy day. Taking a look over the rolling agriculture land down in Gold City. Sexton Bill Bitter Skycam showing a beautiful, peaceful view to start out early on this Friday morning. Getting a look out here at our temperatures and dew points, and no change here whatsoever. We got readings located between the low and mid 70s in both the temperature and dew point department. Folks, this is seemingly the never-ending cycle of what we've been dealing with. We do have a little bit of relief on the horizon. That is good news. We're going to be covering a wide array of things, not just for the weekend, but rolling into next week when maybe we will finally catch a bit of relief from this relentless pattern that we have been dealing with. Let's jump over here and let's give you the latest in regards to what's going to be unfolding, shall we? So, taking a look here, we have got the broad range view of the entire continental U.S. Here we are progressing throughout today. We work into our Saturday and Sunday. We're going to have more prominent chances of the wet stuff arriving right here across the south and east portion of the U.S. and the lower Ohio Valley, thanks to a cold front crawling in here from that north and west direction. By the time we roll into the mid-morning hours on our Sunday, we're going to have this cold front that's going to be right here on our doorstep. Cool front, if you will. It's not going to be very strong, not going to be bringing much change in the air mass, unfortunately, but it will be bringing perhaps a little bit of relief for us. So by the time we roll into Sunday morning, this cool front is going to be right here on our doorstep. This is really going to kick up that southwesterly flow and create extremely hot and muggy conditions for the weekend. We're going to be looking at both today, tomorrow, and Sunday with highs attempting to hit the mid-90s in some instances. And with those pooling moisture and all that dew point, and the dew points, we're going to be looking at a run at triple-digit heat indices, all right? So here we are looking at the broad picture of what's going to be taking place all the way through the weekend. Let's jump in and let's get in onto our intricate details. Looking at the simulated radar, here we are working throughout today. We do have some generalized pop-ups out here, some air mass thunderstorms, so take it with a grain of salt. But what the model doesn't show throughout the atmosphere, we got some inhibition located vertically up in the atmosphere that's going to try and suppress any of those cumulus clouds being able to break up to grow substantially and create that air mass thunderstorm with those characteristics. There will be a few of those today, but I don't think that there's going to be as many as what we've been experiencing throughout a good chunk of this week. We work into this evening. We still have a few meandering showers and pop-up air mass thunderstorms that'll be present, but with the loss of that heating, we're going to eradicate any and all storms out there. Here we are working into Saturday, and we're going to have that cold front approaching out of the north and west, and you will note, keep your eyes right up here, right along where the cold front's going to be arriving. We get robust shower and storm development by late afternoon into early evening on Saturday. This is going to help spawn off those sporadic air mass thunderstorms that'll be scattered in nature. Not everyone is going to get washed out. Here as we work into our Saturday afternoon and evening. And then as we get into our Saturday night, we lose that again, and then we work into Sunday. We get the redevelopment of the showers and storms here across the region. Here's a look at the precipitable water values, okay? As we work throughout the day, you can see we're going to have these readings right around an inch and a quarter. This in comparison to the 2-inch plus readings that we have had throughout a good chunk of this week. But you will note as the cold front approaches out of the north and west, take a look at the overnight And here we are looking at Saturday morning. Here we are working into Saturday afternoon. Here we are working into Sunday morning. And these precipitable water values surge back upwards to right around or exceeding the 2-inch mark. So what does this bring back into play, Landon? Well, it brings back into play the scattered shower and storm chances, but the potential and possibility of some of those storms becoming strong to even marginally severe, again, like what we've seen earlier this week. Any concerns in regards to severe weather will be the collapsing winds with those thunderstorms, okay? Could have a few local damaging wind gusts come out of this. Obviously, efficient rain producers for anyone who gets caught underneath these. Can't rule out some small hail, but on the severe front, just the opportunity at a damaging wind gust or two that could be coming along with the setup that we have. You will know by the time that we work into our Sunday afternoon, we get the lower precipitable water and dew point values arriving here out of the north and west. And as the cool front passes, we might just catch a reprieve from any rain and storm action as we get later into the day, Tuesday on into the Thursday time frame. Let's talk about next week, shall we? Here we are looking at the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere as we get into our Sunday, right where we were looking at the cold front there a short time ago. That's going to be driven by this broad but baggy trough entering the northern plains and Great Lakes and Midwest region. This is what's going to help escort that cool front south and east through the region. But folks, you see this upper ridge that's built over here across the southwest U.S.? Keep your eyes down here to the south and east and take a look at what this ridge is going to do as we work into next week. The trough subsides because the ridge winds out and builds off to the north and east. We're going to be near the periphery of that ridge. We might have a few storms riding right along the periphery where that thing builds in here. But it looks like we're going to be drier in the Tuesday to Thursday time frame with this large upper ridge holding strong. And then as we get into the latter part of next week, you'll note that the ridge breaks down and we kind of get this mean zonal flow. That means flow west to east here across the region. That could result in some more showers and storms. And as we roll into a week from today, on into the weekend to follow, we really get more of a troughy look over here across the eastern U.S. Very strong ridge across the southwest. This could be bringing some more shower and storm chances for us, along with the northerly wind component that could be bringing us cooler weather in the extended period of the next 7 to 14 days. So roughly a week to 2 weeks out, hopefully we'll catch some reprieve from that. And the latest outlook from the Climate Prediction Center supports that. We are right on the cusp of the opportunity of a roughly 30 to 40% probability of seeing temperatures below average in the 8 to 14 day time frame. At this point, folks, we will open up our arms and welcome any bit of relief that we can get. So hang in there like a hair in a biscuit. Hopefully we'll get some relief here sooner rather than later. As previously mentioned, what we were just discussing, we got the opportunity at a few marginally severe storms developing throughout the weekend. For both Saturday and Sunday, portions of the Wobbles community, we're looking at Sunday here whenever the opportunity will become more likely, especially during the afternoon. But a 1 out of 5 risk. We're not looking at any robust, organized, severe weather, but a few storms could be packing a punch that will be coming along with that cold front. Here's a full breakdown of your next 6-day weather forecast. Outside of a stray isolated pop-up shower or storm today, it's going to be partly sunny, very hot, and very humid. We're going to be making a run at the mid-90s with triple-digit heat indices not being rolled out. If you're spending extended periods of time in the great outdoors, please take the necessary precautions. Going to have more likely chances for showers and storms both Saturday and Sunday afternoon with the arrival and eventual passage of that washed out cool front. And you can see, folks, as we roll into next week, there's not going to be much change in that air mass. A little bit lesser extent on the storm chance front by the time we roll into Tuesday and Wednesday. But highs returning with that large upper ridge building in. We'll be making a run at the mid and upper 90s beginning on Wednesday of next week. Folks, it's going to wrap up your Friday morning weather or not forecast presented by On Target. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Have a safe, fantastic